What's up? Gotta talk over the commercial on the TV in the other room. Gotta turn off the TV. Woo! Well, everybody, welcome to my TV. Welcome to my TV, everybody. As it says, as it goes. What's up? What are we gonna do today? Right? What's today gonna be about? Is it gonna be about that same crap we had the other day? Huh? Is it gonna be just as weird? Just as bizarre? No, I hope not. I feel a lot better today. Ooh, speaking of feeling better, let's go take one of those things that makes us feel better. It's our Roxin, or our thyroid glands, or that grumpy old man. I'll fall back to sleep 6 times today. Get our Roxin. Wow, life, doctors, prescriptions, drugs. It's all a big mystery to me. Why we do these things. It actually is a mystery to me why we do these things. You say, what do you mean it's a mystery to you? Yeah. I don't understand it. See, like, if your thyroid's bad, right? You should like just suffer from a bad thyroid. Is the way I look at it. Not supposed to take a drug for it. Not unless you can actually fix the thyroid gland by taking the drug. If all you're doing is masking the symptoms of a bad thyroid by taking a drug, I don't know if it's worth taking the drug and destroying another organ, right? Every time you take something that's a thing that's got to go through your kidneys or livers, you know, liver, I don't know how it goes. I think 1 liver, 2 kidneys, yeah. That's it. So I've said that backward, kidneys or liver, not kidney or livers. Yeah, I think so long as, yeah, I mean, like I said, you got a bad thyroid, so you're going to take a drug that's got to be processed through your kidney or, anyway, it's got to be processed through your body, right? I mean, you could hurt something else with this drug that has adverse side effects. I didn't even check the side effects. Doc just said, take this drug. And I'm like, fuck. I really have to? He's like, yeah, you probably should. I'm like, okay, I will. And I'm not really complaining because, mind you, there's a lot of problems with having a bad thyroid, like getting fat. That's a big one. Like gaining weight, in other words. And then there's also sleepiness, grumpiness. Yeah, bad thyroid is bad news, really. It really does impact your life. So fixing it, of course, would be a thing you'd like to do. But there again, see, I'm just like, man, if that's who you are, then you sleep when you need to sleep. Be grumpy when you got to be grumpy. And live your life. I mean, it amazes me the medical breakthroughs we have with drugs and treatments and shit like that out there. I mean, medical science has always been there. The Egyptians were very involved in medical science. You know, I think they probably love to cut people up and dissect them more than anybody else. I really do. That would be my notion. They were really into their medical science. They wanted to see what made people tick. They had a very deep passion for understanding why the human body worked. You know, because for a long time, you know, medical science solved the mystery as to how the human body works, and we still don't know. I was actually having an interesting conversation with somebody about that. And it was very brief, but I said, "How are you doing?" And he's like, I'm fine. No, I meant how. H-O-W, how. How are you doing? How do you do it? You know? And it meant anything. Really, I was just thinking about the phrase, how are you doing, when I said it, but also the specific question, how? Like how it works, you know, as a book. Well, how it works, how do we work? How do I work? How do you work? So when I say, how you doing, I want to know how you work. And the ironic thing about it, right, is the way we talk about it in biology. We you know, people are like, oh, you know, the heart beats and the blood flows and then you get life, right? Pretty much, or some shit like that. Well, let's consider for a minute. The heartbeat is involuntary. It's involuntary that your heart beats, is the way we look at it. It's an involuntary muscle. We have what's called the involuntary muscle group. There's a bunch of muscles that are involuntary. We have no control over them. You know, they stop working when they want to too, but they work, right? On their own. You don't tell your heartbeat to keep beating every minute. You don't say, beat for another minute for me, would you? You can go flail around your arms for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and you have control over that, right? But you don't have control over your heartbeat. You don't have control over life, in other words. Like you like to think you have control over life. You don't have control over life at all. Life is completely and totally that way. And life being what it is, right? Life being what it is, and I personally, I don't know, right? How to look at it. Life, I don't know how to look at it, other than it's like it's involuntary, you know. We sit around and we might think about. I know the reflection on the glasses is aggravating to me too. I try to get my eyes in there, but you can't tell where I'm looking if I got my glasses on, and I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at my picture on the camera, which is on the monitor, which is located below the camera, but not directly at the lens. Which is, I should talk to the light of the camera. There's always a light showing that the camera's on. When you see it on, stare at the light. Look at the light. Get into the light. I swear it'll make everything more live and vivid. So you can see that eye looking at you for a second. Because I was looking at the light. On the camera. So anyways, I think, and I never look at people when I talk to them anyways, so don't feel slanted for that. I prefer not to see people. Yeah, man. And I gotta call my insurance company to get my insurance. We were talking about involuntary muscles, then we'll talk about the fact that my motorcycle insurance is too much now. That's the sound of me making money. We'll talk about that too when it goes off some other time and reminds me that we're making money. But we're not really making money. We're actually hobbying in a negative direction. Because it's the most unfruitful, boringest way to hobby in the world. I don't know how to call it. I'm not going to describe it unless I need to. Because I'll come up with a way to come up with it when I do. But, because I don't want capital gains tax on my shit. That's why. Yeah, you call a hobby a job. People all the time, do what you love and you'll always love what you do or something. And it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. But, you know, I had to do nothing that I loved the entire time. I had to convince myself I liked it enough that I was willing to earn an income doing it, but I certainly didn't love it. You know, food service was not my ordeal, and dishwashing definitely doesn't top my cake. Neither does prep cook or mopping the hallways at an Airmark establishment in a dining hall at Clemson University all day long. Or running back and forth between eateries with messages for uppers. I was like the gopher of hell when I worked there, and was in college. Involuntary muscle groups, yeah, that's funny, isn't it? It is ironic, right? We don't know why we live. We have no control over. We have control. We can voluntarily end the involuntary in some gruesome ways, probably. I mean, painful probably, no matter how you do it. Usually, a lot of times, but not always. Yeah, that's true too. But essentially, your heart is involuntary. There's a lot of involuntary muscles. For me, one is my mouth. Right? If you hadn't noticed, I have an involuntary muscle. It's called my mouth and my tongue. Those fuckers just move independent of what I'm doing. Right? I gotta go get some tea. You think about that involuntary thing for me for a minute, and then let me know what you think. Okay. I got what you said. Yeah. It's just a label. It's just the way we call them involuntary. They're not really involuntary or something, right? They are, though. In the whole group of them, they function and we exist. And it's funny. In addition to that, I suppose I'll mention here, too, something I was thinking about, right? That our human bodies are possessions, man, of our spirit. They're just fucking possessions, dude. Belongings, we'll call them. We won't call them possessions, because then you think like demons or something and shit. People don't like that word so much. Even when you talk about belongings. Belongings is a much better word. Because they're I don't know, maybe it makes more sense if you stretch it out. Belongings, you know, like they belongings. They be things I wanted. Belong. I want to belong. So, anyways, the human body is a belonging of the of the spirit. The human spirit. The human spirit. The individual spirit. The individual spirit. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Right? It is interesting too. People say, well, you know, I want to do God's will. Well, God, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad thought. Bad thought. I don't like it. It wasn't transitioning into something that was real. But we are definitely our bodies are possessions. Really, the thing that speaks to me about is death. You know, it's like if somebody you know died. Right? Don't think of it so tragically. It's just their body that's dead, man. Just a belonging. It'd be like if a friend of yours stereo blew up and caught on fire. You'd be like, oh man, your big ass badass stereo, the best stereo that I know of all my friends, and you had it and it blew up and caught fire. That sucks. Now the belonging of the human body is a little bit of a bigger belonging, but it's just a belonging of the human spirit. And I think a rational person would see that and know that. And I believe in the power of the spirit long over mind over matter, right? And shit like that. And why that is because the spirit is the center of it, right? It's probably what controls that involuntary still. It's not involuntary on the spiritual level. And people can't stop their heartbeat. They can get control over it. So, I think the thing here that we need to analyze is boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oy vey. The thing we need to hear, that's me making money. The thing we're trying to really analyze here is the body and its separation, but really it's people's reaction to death and somebody's spirit losing their body. And like I was saying, it's sad, I guess, when a person loses their stereo, or a spirit loses their sounds, or their sound boxes, on the non-astral plane, on the physical plane, or something like that, or has a wreck and loses a cool car, or loses a keepsake that's very important to him. I don't care. You know, and we think of those losses, right? And suppose your friend lost his body. Are you that much sadder over him losing his body than, say, him losing his house or a car or a wife or a relationship with somebody? I don't mean the person, just the relationship with the wife. Or losing a kid in a custody battle. You know. Certainly seems to me the worst of things is not to lose the human body. It's the trickiest one to get over, I guess, because it is kind of like saying, well, gee, this is a terminal deal. That's the interesting thing about the human body. It's very terminal. Right? The human body itself is terminal. The human spirit, however, endeavors to live forever. And fascinates me. It's going to fascinate me more to see what it's like to be a spirit, right? I mean, because you're going to move on, you're going to get up there in your years, and you're going to die, and then you're going to go off and be a spirit. But what is a spirit? We don't even really know. We just know that it's the thing that more or less responsible for things still working in us, like our involuntary muscles, like our heart and shit. You know? I mean, I think those people who manage to learn to control their heart rate and slow it down to almost zero, or something like that, or stop it altogether, somehow in touch with their spirit in a way that they say, hey, spirit, you know, you can turn it off, man. You can turn it back on in a minute, but turn it off. Let's show them. Let's show them. Let's show them. That's what it's about for the spirit sometimes. I'm doing that show thing. We're going to take our ashtray over here for cigarette nubs. You have to excuse me. But I need that one. That's all I get off of that. I might get another little. But what you saw, that's it. That was my little puff. And honestly, because the whole cigarette was smoked through that little section, that section was worth every bit of the whole cigarette, you know, as far as nicotine value goes. And so that last drag off the end of a cigarette that you put it out before, it's usually worth lighting it up for again sometimes when you don't have any. And those are strong, but it's good medicine. Medicine. Tobacco is medicine, man. I'm sorry. Medicine doesn't mean it's good, though, you know. I don't guess. There's medicines out there that aren't that great. And sometimes they say that the cure is worse than the thing. Like, I mean, if I get cancer, I'm not getting chemo. I've already figured that out. It ain't about fighting. I'll fight the damn shit, but I'm not fighting with chemo. I'm not taking chemo. I'm sorry. I'll fight it with prayer, that it won't inhibit my life until the day that it actually terminally puts me down. But I will not take something like chemo. I ain't having anybody finger my ass either. I'm only 44 years old. They're like, oh, if you're 50, by then you really need to have somebody touch your ass. No, you don't. You make it to 50 without somebody playing with your ass in this world these days? Don't let them. You did it. You accomplished something. I don't care if you die the next day, dude. And they could save you. I would rather die the next day than have somebody finger my ass. And die in my grave knowing somebody fingered my ass while I was alive. Somebody's like, really? That's a real... Dude, it's a spiritual thing. I don't want somebody fingering my ass. I just really don't want somebody fingering my ass. I just can't even put myself in the position where somebody's going to get their finger in my ass without me hurting them. You know? I mean, I'm going to be sitting there and they're going to be like, okay, here we go. Womp. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I didn't mean to punch you in the face, man, but you put your finger in my ass. And it was a natural reaction. It was a jerk reflection. Or reaction. A jerk reflection. A jerk reaction. It's just somebody putting their finger in my ass. I'm going to fucking hit him upside the goddamn head. That's what I think. Hit him hard upside somebody's head. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't like the cancer screening shit. Now, I mean, if you want to x-ray me and you can find something in an x-ray, you want to take my butt and go blah, 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 with the big x-ray machine on it, and then go, nah, there's nothing in there now, but the x-ray, all that radiation, come back in a week and we'll tell you if you accidentally got some. Off the radiation from the damn x-ray machine giving you cancer. You know what I really think is funny is we've done a tremendous job of eliminating people dying from money, people dying from smoking, or lung cancer. Because it doesn't necessarily, just because you got lung cancer doesn't mean you got it from smoking or from secondhand smoke. You got it from a lung shit that you breathed in. You could have sat in traffic a lot and gotten it. Maybe you rode a bicycle next to a busy highway and you suck in a lot of CO2. Because we're not even sure which elements are the elements that are specifically inducing cancer, and cancer is nothing more than an individual cellular mutation. It's one reason why it's an obstacle to fight, because everybody's cancer cells are different. Like if I got cancer and you got cancer, and we put the cells down, we'd be like, yeah, those are his and those are his. They could look at them and they'd know whose they were. They could look at them under a microscope, compare them to our regular cells, like do a comparison. You can get like 10 people, you can be able to figure out his are his, those are those are his, those are his, those are his. Cancer cells are individual. Mine are going to go away with prayer if I ever get them, and I'm not going to get them. I'm going to die from a lot of other shit, but it ain't going to be fucking cancer. Luckily, I know this. I don't know when it'll end. They say you don't know the time or the place, but I do know. I'm pretty sure God told me he's not going to give me cancer. I don't even have to pray to get rid of it. I'm praying I don't get it. See, very few people think of that gratitude level. And really, I'm going to talk directly to the camera with no fucking glasses on. You need to be at that level. Okay. You don't need to be like, oh no, I have cancer. I better pray now. No, man. You pray. You thank God. You say, thank God. I don't have cancer. I don't have to go through chemo. And I'm not going to do it even if I get it. Know that. And he's like, well, you might. If I want you to, you would, wouldn't you? And I'm like, whatever. Okay, but I'm like, don't be so controlling, God. Not right now. Just don't give me cancer. Thank you, and I love you, and thank you for not giving it to me yet. Right? And I'm passionate about that. And it's like, why wouldn't you, for everybody, it's like, well, for everybody's not within my control. Gosh, wouldn't you know, everything's not within my control. Gosh, I can't control all that. They need to pray to God and thank God that they don't have cancer themselves so that they don't get cancer. I thank God that I don't have bugs, that I'm not stricken by pestilence very often. I do have a micro, mini, super small, can't even see them, little black ants that have invaded my home. And I'm none too pleased about all this. None too pleased about all of it, right? I couldn't be less happy about it, because I don't like, I'm like, oh, are there gonna be ants on the counter when I walk in the kitchen? And it's like, well, if you left food out there and you have an ant problem, you might. Yeah, well, I leave food out all the time. That's why I probably have this picnic problem. I'm Yogi the Bear, right? Yogi the Bear. I got this picnic problem. Picnic. I got a picnic problem. I don't put away my food, for example, all the time. I was eating some cherries, for example, and the cherries seeds, I spit them out in a container. And some ants went straight down into that fucking container jar, buddy. Evidently, they're sweet ants. I thought they were protein ants because they eat all my cheese. They don't even get on any other food. It's like I get out the cheese and I grate some cheese on a sandwich, and I make like a cheese and turkey sandwich or cheese and egg sandwich, and there's cheese and dropped somewhere or something like that. I come out there, there's ants all over that cheese. They love that cheese. A piece of meat, they're not interested in that protein even. They like cheese, and evidently they like cherries. Cheese and cherries are their thing. Anyways, it's a form of pestilence, and I'm being stricken with it, and I'm being punished for not doing things the way I'm supposed to do them. That's what bugs are. Bugs are a form of punishment. If you got bugs, you get bit by a bug, you're being punished, man. It's a God thing. There ain't nothing in existence that isn't a God thing. So if you think it's like, bugs are bugs, man, what's that got to do with God, right? then obviously you never really understood God has to do with everything. And he has to do with bugs, and he has to do with those bugs biting you. You know, I was sitting on the porch, and I got a mosquito problem out front. And there were like 6 or 7 mosquitoes flying all around me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Go on, guys, get away from me. I didn't do nothing. Go away, you know, and I shoosh them. And they flew away, motherfuckers disappeared. Really, they did. I had like 6 of them on my ass, and I said, no, don't do this to me, God. I don't want mosquitoes bugging me. And it was funny the other day now, of course, I was outside somewhere, and shit, 3 mosquitoes, and there were 3 of them were attacking me. Right? It was like, I'm on you, I'm sucking your blood, and I'm like, I'm going to get you, and it'd be like, fly away, and then land somewhere else and start sucking my blood again. I mean, they were fucking aggressive. They were aggressive mosquitoes, and they were sucking my blood and biting the shit out of me, man. I really didn't care for that. And I didn't want it. I don't deserve that. I don't want it like that. You know. But I got this mosquito problem thanks to some other shit. I ain't say what it was, but it just angered me. Got a mosquito problem out front. Got a fucking, damn it, Jim. You know, I'm trying to think of this in a way that's acceptable to go back. Good, because I want to go back to the conversation about the possession or the belonging of the human body. And really, tragically enough, what it has to do with, right? I don't like using life, right, as examples. So I try to draw parallels, talking about things in life that I notice, right? But suppose somebody you know is dying, or could die, or you're worried about them dying and stuff. They're just losing a belonging or a possession, man. That's it. And you can't be too attached and say, oh, but I like to hug them. I like to see them. I like to talk to them and other shit. You know? I like to use their human body is what you're basically saying then. You're consuming them. They're not consuming you. You're not doing things for them, and they're not doing things for you necessarily other than supplying that need of hugs and somebody to talk. So essentially what I'm saying is you're attached to their possessions. It'd be like if you covet somebody's human body after they're dead and say, gosh, I wish they were here. You're basically coveting a belonging or a possession, right? Which is bad. Like I said, it'd be like that stereo. You had a friend who had a badass stereo, you used to go over and listen to it all the time. It was real cool. There's that money again. And it was real cool, right? And then what you end up doing, something entirely different from that. And here's what you end up doing that's entirely different from that. It's an explosion, right? Factor. I'm trying to figure this one out. But to deal with me, right, I can keep my line of thought, which is gone. Because we made money and I forgot. That damn ding is like a think again. And it's not a lot of money, so it's not enough to make you happy or something. Every time you hear it, it's just fun. It's like a cash register noise to me. It's just fun. And yeah, you can't be, so anyways, the stereo, they have badass stereo. You used to go over to their house, listen to their stereo, and that was great. But then the stereo catches fire and blows up. Some electrical problem, right? You're going to stop going to their house? You're going to stop talking to them? You're going to stop seeing them just because they ain't got no stereo? Because their possession is gone? Well, that's rude. That doesn't really make you friends anyways. And it's that no, now I'm looking like they got weird eyes, right? For a second. Space alien eyes. And still weird space eyes. They're just glasses. So Wow. So, what I'm trying to get at is, somebody dies, it doesn't mean they've gone away, man. I don't have a big deal with death. It's like, oh, so you lost your bodily possession? You lucky. That's what I think of my friends who died. You lucky. I'm going to tell them that too someday. But as far as like staying away from ailments and stuff, you don't pray to cancer go away. You pray not to get cancer in the first damn place. That's the smart thing to do. Don't wait until it goes away. Now we're in a slightly more sedated room. I'll be back. I'm gonna get coffee or something, or a cigarette or something. Maybe a cigarette on the back porch, maybe. My vape pen, not even. We started the day together. You saw me drink a little bit of tea, smoke a cigarette nub. I'm smoking another cigarette nub. We'll see if something comes up. If not, we're gonna make it a short show for right now. I mean, I can always come back and do a 3 million hour show, right? I gotta get some smoked nicotine in me. Yep. I'm about ready to go wake somebody up and be like, give me a cigarette, please. I need a cigarette, please. And you know, it'd be fair, because somebody woke me up in the middle of the damn night and said, come open the door for me. So I had to go beat on his door and say, well, come give me a cigarette. That would be fair. I think that's fair treatment, right? You wake me up in the middle of the morning to open the damn door for you. I think I ought to wake you up in the middle of the morning to smoke a damn cigarette. That's what I think. Alright. If I can convince him to actually wake up and smoke the cigarette with me, and in here, I'll rebroadcast. I'll see what he does on the camera. I'll just sit him down in front of the camera and say, talk, boy. That'd be an interesting experiment. See what he talks about today. Who knows what we got, right? I'm going to bum him for a cigarette. I'm going to make some coffee first. I'm going to get one out of him. I don't want a cup of coffee to go with you. Wouldn't they get you? stick with it. Am I still alive? Yeah. Yeah, I could wake my roommate up and ask him for a cigarette. Like, hey man, come out here and smoke a cigarette with me. But you know, I really don't feel like waking people up and seeing if they want to smoke a cigarette with me. My cell phone broke. People are curious. You gonna get a cell phone soon? You gonna get it fixed up? You gonna get? And I'm more worried about dropping insurance, man. And lowering that. I just hope that the eyeglass place called me and lets me know my glasses are in by email and telephone. Part I hate too is the charge and everything. That wasted monthly fees for cell phone. We can delete that email. Delete. Since this morning when I noticed. Go away. Get off of me. I don't like you fucking touching me, Kurt. I hate it when she touches me, man. Stop rubbing my legs. It's fucking annoying. Tickle. Show myself over checking. Doesn't work. What? That's impossible for that. That's difficulty. Why one set it difficult? That's fucked up. Alright, I got two minors that are essentially built one's having a difficult. There it adjusted some. One's got a difficulty of 557, the other one's got a difficulty of 848. Why would that be true? They should be functioning essentially the same when it comes to difficulty. Let's check their running. Fuck care. They are running. Better not to let them done. Whoa, wait a minute. I had some invalid shares? Really? That's no good. I never have invalid shares with these guys. Oh well. 0.05% loss. That's so funny. It's so funny. I don't know when I clicked on bitches. I did specifically click on something, and it came up first. I wish I knew what these numbers were. It sure seemed like they weren't anywhere around here before. So we got 10. Okay. So down from what I think of. When I think of great. Gotta hurt my miner go off again. Yeah. I don't know. We can check mining pool. Not having a problem anymore. I didn't even check what the problem was. I started mining something else. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm mining something else then. Yep. But evidently it looks like it's working, right? I don't know. Some people use that shit called multi-port, right? Where you're on one port, switch between currencies on that port. Switch currencies based on probability. Mine everything. Most profitable. You know what hadn't been profitable? Mods of Zeta coin. I think it's not profitable, worthwhile right now. Zeta coin is currently not being mined at all by this group. Kill that shit. Kill that shit. Go away. Leave me alone, cat. Oh, man. Hey, damn it. You want out? Is that what you fucking want, cat? You're just trying to harass me. Wish I could give up the annoying habit of cigarettes, man. I think I like them, but I hate them, man. I really do. They make me taste bad. They're drying your throat. Really not that dreamy, man. I mean, compared to other things, vaping is so much cooler in terms of the way it is. So much. It's cleaner, neater. It's everything.
Vape on, man.
I'm making some coffee.
The vape goes with tea, man.
Cigarettes, bored to smoke coffee. Let's drink coffee, and smoke cigarettes. Born for it. Donation coin. Oh, I want to invest in that. Eclipse coin. Popularity eclipse. Right, maybe. Eco coin. Digicoin. Denarius sounds like some good shit. I like it. Denarius. Not a ember, emerald, unstanium, emerald crypto. Yeah. Very coin, very interesting. Not Veritasium. Don't buy that Veritasium shit. It's crap. It's total crap. I'll be the first one to tell you that. The only people selling and buying that shit. Unbreakable coin, unified, game, unobtainium. You are. Symbol is you are. Tech coin, Terra Nova. Tesla coin, Tiger coin, true investment coin, Tick coin, TOA coin, Top coin, Tor coin, Terra coin. Tor coin is actually a good name for one. This is my secret money for doing secret things. Space coin. Music coin is a good one. Mojo coin. Moin coin. Not moin. Is there a moon? Man, of all the things that they have on this exchange, they don't even have moon coin. It's so weird that how do you hear? Go away. Come here. Meaty little bitch. Pet you if you really want. Get out of here. Don't be mean to me. Either my shit catches. I still like you, okay? Hey girl, I still like you. You're a good kid. I just don't be bothered with you. I'm gonna let you out and double check. Cause you came in here to see what I can let you know. Cat acts like she's better. Your bitch ain't your pet. That's why cats rub their legs up against you. Come here, pet. I'll make you feel better. It's like touching me. Doesn't make me feel better. Get away from me. My legs just tickles me and fucks with me. He fucks with me. So I'm trying to figure out why this cat thinks I belong to it. You know. See if I can get my mom in here. Wow, that is really pretty. That's a quilt from hell, dude. Each one is like hand pinpoint, stitching or something, and then it's a quilt with pinpoint squares, dude. Holy crap. Yes, that's what it is. That's needlework. Needlework. It's called. It's amazing. I think it was done by a computer. Nobody did that shit by hand. Nobody did that shit by hand, motherfucker. That was a computer that sewed all those squares. You know, like set the square down, tell the computer what to draw with the needles, and it goes. Computers, dude. Computers, we do things we wouldn't do ourselves. Because a computer will do particular boring tasks do other one. Yep. See what she's got going on. Well, therefore, my Annabelle was a pretty ugly chick. Oops, I didn't say that. Nobody's watching. Right? Say that. She wasn't. She's a cute little baby. But the picture with her hair in her bow, and there it is. Now she's looking at you. Now she's cute. when she's looking down, her chubby cheeks were like looking like she had no chin, and she looks up. Then you get the cuteness. She looked like she was a no chin baby in that picture. But now she looks up and she looks at big brown eyes. Mesmerized by my niece. And cats make the best photographs. I don't know what to think, folks. I don't know what to think. Click on one of our memories and play it. See what this song is. Get some volume in here.
Just wrote it. Then do about verse 2 and 1 line. So we're thinking on the third verse we need a rhyme. So we're gonna have a competition. You guys come over here. The word is cry. So then the words that cry. There's a line for words that rise. Deep. So work on it. Give me nothing. Slow that. I already have slack lines in mind. Makes my heart ache. life broken. I don't know how I'm loved, but I'm open. Been storm too many times. My love for this hurt. I want you, but I can't have you.
I can't answer, dude. We'll try.
One day you leave me.
Is this gonna work? It might work. It didn't work. I got no phone, man. I got no phone. Try again. Call him back tight. I don't care. I'll talk to the microphone. Yeah. That's interesting. Need a CD player fix the CD player evidently. I gotta turn this off. Yep.